Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel at the rate Vibrant Studies. As we are preparing for English TGT and PGT in the series of important topics, here is the one of the most important topic is John Milton. So today we will do the practice set based on his life and literary work. So let's begin the video. Here is the first question. Yes. First question is that is the statement. You have to tell who said and where. Okay. Thy soul was like a star and dwelt apart. Thou hadst a voice whose sound was like the sea. Who said and where? ये किसने कहा है और कहाँ पर? Means from where it has been extracted. Okay. First of all, let's know the meaning of the given particular lines. This given lines is from William Wordsworth poem London 1802. From which poem? London by William Wordsworth, and the year was 1802. The name of the poem is Milton's Soul. He explains was as bright and noble as a star. मिल्टन्स की दाय सोल यहाँ पे रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है टू द मिल्टन सोल. मिल्टन के लिए कंपेयर किससे कर रहे हैं? लाइक अ स्टार एंड नोबल एज अ स्टार. ब्राइट एंड नोबल एज अ स्टार. ड्वेल्ट अपार्ट फ्रॉम द क्राउड. जो क्राउड से क्या है? बिल्कुल अलग है. नॉट फीलिंग अर्ज टू कन्फर्म टू नॉर्म्स. मिल्टन्स वॉइस रिसेंबल्ड द सी. मिल्टन्स वॉइस किससे रिसेंबल कर रहे हैं? सी से रिसेंबल कर रहे हैं. प्योर एज द नेक्ड हेवेंस, मैजेस्टिक एंड फ्री. मिल्टन्स वॉइस रिसेंबल्ड द सी, प्योर एज द नेक्ड हेवन एंड मैजेस्टिक एंड फ्री. So the correct answer will be options are Wordsworth in Sonnet on Milton, Arnold in Shakespeare, and Coleridge in Ancient Mariner, or none of these. So the correct answer will be A, William Wordsworth in Sonnet on Milton. Now look at the another one. Yes. Second is, yet thy heart the lowliest duties on herself did lay. You have to tell the lines are about Milton. मिल्टन के बारे में बोला गया है. Who said and where? आपको फिर बताना है कि किसने कहा है और कहाँ पर. Okay. See, according to the speaker, he put himself in the service of his country. In the service of his country by his persistent attempt to address and overcome the problems in society. It is rendered as a decision that was made by his heart, which is also personified by the words thy heart and the lowliest duties on herself did lay. So again it was extract from William Wordsworth's poem or sonnet London 1802. So the correct answer will be B, Wordsworth in Sonnet on Milton. Now look at the another one. Yes. Here is the third question. Shakespeare is the poet of impulse of the loves, hates, fears, jealousies, and ambitions. Thus swayed the man of his age. Milton is a poet steadfast will and purpose, who moves like a god amid the fears and hopes and changing impulses of the world, regarding them as trivial and momentary things that can never sever a great soul from its course. Whose comment is this? Options are Compton Rickett, Oliver Elton, George Sampson, and the last one is Long. So the correct answer will be Long. These lines have been spoken by Long. It was Long's comment. Got it? Now look at the another one. Yes. Next is, he अपोइट को यहाँ पे एड्रेस कर रहे हैं, ought to himself to be a true poem that is a composition and pattern of the best and most honorable things. Who said it about whom? Look, he ought to himself to be a true poem that is a composition and pattern of the best and most honorable things. Before one can write literature, which is the expression of the ideal, he must first develop in himself the ideal man. The meaning of the particular lines is, before one can write literature, which is the expression of the ideal, he must first develop in himself the ideal man. ठीक है, किसी को भी लिटरेचर राइट करने से पहले जो कि आइडियल है एक्सप्रेशन में, सबसे पहले क्या होगा कि आइडियल मैन बनना होगा बिफोर राइटिंग लिटरेचर. द लॉफ्टी आइडियल ऑफ फ्रे एंजलिको. ऑप्शंस आर, लुक एट द ऑप्शन. ए मिल्टन, बी शैले, C Wordsworth, and fourth is Shakespeare. So the correct answer will be, yes, correct answer will be A. A पे क्या था आपका? Milton. Okay. Correct answer will be Milton. Now look at the another one. Fifth question. Yes. अगेन इज जो कि मैंने आपको भी बताया, बिफोर वन कैन राइट लिटरेचर विच इज़ द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ द आइडियल, ही मस्ट फर्स्ट डेवलप इन हिमसेल्फ द आइडियल मैन, द लॉफ्टी आइडियल ऑफ फ्रे एंजलिको. हु सेड? सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी फिफ्थ डी, मिल्टन. इट वॉज मिल्टन. नाउ लुक एट द अनदर वन. टूवर्ड द सिक्स्थ क्वेश्चन. यस. Because Milton's human, he must know the best in humanity. Because Milton's human, he must know the best in humanity. Whose comment is this? किसका comment है ये? किसने बोला है मिल्टन के बारे में कि Milton's human, he must know the best in humanity? Whose compliment is? Actually, it is a compliment and given by Long. It was given by Long to John Milton. Look at the another one. Seventh question is, the spirit of Lord is upon me. किसने कहा कि भगवान की, ईश्वर की जो स्पिरिट है इज अपॉन मी, मेरे ऊपर है? Whose line is this? किसकी लाइन है ये? ऑप्शंस आर, फर्स्ट मिल्टन, सेकंड शैले, थर्ड नन ऑफ दीज एंड फोर्थ इज वर्ड्सवर्थ. सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी मिल्टन. It was Milton's line that the spirit of Lord is upon me. Now look at the another one. Eighth question is, his style was unconsciously sublime because he lived and thought consciously in a sublime atmosphere. Whose comment is this? First of all, you should know the meaning of sublime. What is the meaning of sublime? Means supreme, अति श्रेष्ठ, superior. ठीक है, we can see superior right here. The meaning of sublime is superior, अति श्रेष्ठ. Now look at the options. A. Compton Rickett about Milton. B. Long about Milton. C. Long about Shakespeare. And fourth, none of these. So the correct answer will be Long. It was Long's views or thought about Milton. Long said that his style was unconsciously sublime because he lived and thought consciously in a sublime atmosphere. It was Long's comment about John Milton. Now look at the another one. नाइन्थ इज द ओड ऑन द मॉर्निंग ऑफ क्रिस्ट नेटिविटी वॉज बिगन ऑन, कब बिगन हुई थी, कब प्रारंभ हुई थी? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नो अबाउट दिस ओड, द ओड ऑन द मॉर्निंग ऑफ क्रिस्ट नेटिविटी. On the morning of Christ Nativity is a nativity ode written by John Milton in 1629. Keep this date on mind. On 1629 and published in his Poems of Mr. John Milton. The poem describes Christ's incarnation and his overthrow of earthly and pagan powers. The poem also connects the incarnation with Christ's crucifixion. Got it? Now let's see the options. Options are Christmas Day 1628, Christmas Day 1629, Easter Day 1640 और none of these. तो जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया, दिस पोएम इज़ पब्लिश्ड ऑन 1629, तो द डेट शुड बी Christmas Day 1629, or it means option B is correct. Okay, now look at the another one. Next question. Who was Milton's master? मिल्टन के मास्टर कौन थे, उनके आइडियल कौन थे? ठीक है, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Who was Milton's master? Options are Chaucer, Homer, Burton and Spenser. तो जैसे कि मैंने आपको इनकी बायोग्राफी में बताया, स्पेंसर वॉज मिल्टन्स मास्टर, उनके आइडियल और मास्टर कौन थे? स्पेंसर. सो ऑप्शन डी इज करेक्ट. करेक्ट आंसर इज स्पेंसर. नाउ लुक एट द अनदर वन. यस, नेक्स्ट इज मिल्टन वॉज ऑल्सो इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय फ्लेचर्स. अब वो और किसके द्वारा इन्फ्लुएंस हुए थे? फ्लेचर का कौन सा वर्क है जिसके द्वारा वो ही वॉज ग्रेटली इंस्पायर्ड और इन्फ्लुएंस्ड? ऑप्शंस आर द नेटिविटी, द क्रिएटिविटी, क्रिस्ट विक्ट्री एंड ट्रम्प एंड नन ऑफ दीज. मिल्टन वॉज ऑल्सो इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय फ्लेचर्स, सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी सी, फ्लेचर्स क्रिस्ट विक्ट्री एंड ट्रम्प. It was Fletcher's work and Milton was highly inspired by his great work Fletcher's Christ's Victory and Trump. Now look at the another one. Yes, here is next question. As ever in my great task, master's eye. This line is of Milton, who composed on his being arrived on the age of. जब ये लाइन पब्लिश हुई उनके वर्क से, पूछा गया है आपसे कि तब उस समय उनकी एज क्या थी. Who composed, many means Milton composed on his being arrived to the age of, and the famous line was as ever in my great task, master's eye. The age, options are 23, 25, 25, 24 and 26. So the correct answer will be at the age of 23. At the age of 23. Now look at the another one. Next question is, yes, next question is, in his Doctrine and Discipline of Divorce and Tetrachord, Milton's repudiates. किसके बारे में उन्होंने यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन किया है? In his Doctrine and Discipline of Divorce and Tetrachord, Milton's repudiates about marriage, about love, about romance or about sex. So the correct answer will be A, about marriage. Now look at the another one. thought it best to be traveling at my ease. Ease means comfortable. For intellectual culture, while my fellow countrymen at home were fighting for liberty. For I thought it best to be travelling at my ease for intellectual culture while my fellow countrymen at home were fighting for liberty. Who spoke this line? इस लाइन में बताया गया है कि जो स्पीकर हैं वो कह रहे हैं कि मैं अपने ईज़ में, कंफर्टेबल में और अपने इंटेलेक्चुअल कल्चर को एंजॉय करते हुए यहाँ पे ट्रैवलिंग कर रहा हूँ, जबकि जो मेरे फेलो कंट्रीमैन हैं, मेरे देशवासी हैं, वो क्या कर रहे हैं, फाइट कर रहे हैं, संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, लड़ रहे हैं लिबर्टी, आज़ादी के लिए, फ्रीडम के लिए। हु गेव अप ट्रेवलिंग विद दिस प्ली, इस नोट के साथ में और जो ये सिचुएशन हुई थी, जो वॉर छिड़ी थी, उसकी वजह से उन्होंने अपनी ट्रैवलिंग गिव अप कर दी थी। हु वॉज देयर? ऑप्शंस आर शेक्सपियर, पी.वी. शैले, वर्ड्सवर्थ और मिल्टन। सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी मिल्टन. This famous line was given by Milton, and he gave up travelling when he heard about the sad news of civil war in England in December 1638. The date was December 1638. At the time of civil war in England, it was the incident of England, it was the scene of England here. Okay, means Milton gave up travelling when he heard the sad news of civil war in England in December 1638. Therefore he set his face northward again. Northwards again. Correct answer is D. Got it? Now look at the another one. Yes, in the sonnet, methought I saw my late spouse saint. Milton celebrates his with these given line. Milton celebrates, क्या celebrate कर रहे हैं, किसके बारे में बताया गया है यहाँ पे? Options are his, about his first wife, about his second wife, about his third wife, or about his fourth wife. Got it? Find out the answer. Look, methought I saw my late spouse saint is a sonnet composed by John Minter. ठीक है, सबसे पहले आप ये जान लीजिए, इट वॉज सोनेट. क्या है ये? सोनेट है. एंड composed by John Milton, a poet during the 1600s who was most famous for his epic Paradise Lost, also known as Sonnet 23rd. The sonnet was created around 1658 following the death of his second wife, Catherine Woodcock, who died in childbirth. And the correct answer of this particular question is B, second wife, Catherine Woodcock, who died in childbirth. Now look at the another one. Yes, next question is, who commented on Milton saying this man cuts us all out and the ancient too? Who said it? Who commented on Milton saying, किसने कमेंट किया था मिल्टन को ये कहते हुए कि this man cuts us all out and the ancient too? The options are A. Dryden, B. Wordsworth, C. Arnauld, and D. None of these. So the correct answer will be A. Dryden, John Dryden. Know little about John Dryden. Who was he? He was the poet and the critic. Is said to have remarked upon reading Paradise Lost, "This man cuts us all out and the ancient too." So the correct answer is John Dryden A. Now look at the another one. The the meaning of El Arrigo. What is the meaning of El Arrigo? Options are the joyous or happy man, B, melancholy or sad man, C, the heavenly man after death, and D, none of these. द मीनिंग ऑफ एल एल्रिगो, देखिए जो जॉन मिल्टन का वर्क था एल एल्रिगो एंड आई थिंक सेकंड पेंसेरो, उसके बारे में जो मैंने बताया था आपको कि वहाँ पे एक कंपैरिजन क्रिएट किया गया है बिटवीन अ हैप्पी मैन और अ सैड मैन. सो द मीनिंग ऑफ एल एल्रिगो इज अ हैप्पी और जॉयस मैन. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज ए, द जॉयस और हैप्पी मैन refers to El Arrigo. Now move towards another question. Yes, next is, which poems of Milton are joys almost Elizabethan in character? Which poems of Milton are joys almost Elizabethan in character? The options are, first one, poems written after blindness, poems written during war, and look at the next option, Hareton poems, and none of these. These are the examples. And the question was, yes, which poem of Milton are joys almost Elizabethan in character? So the correct answer will be C. Correct answer will be C, Hareton poems. And circle it, Hareton poems. Now look at the another one. Next is, in Milton's life, the period from 1632 to 1637 is popularly known as. मिल्टन्स की लाइफ में जो टाइम पीरियड था बिटवीन 1632 टू 1637, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 5 years पीरियड, इज़ पॉपुलरली नोन एज. उसको किस नेम से पर्टिकुलर जानते हैं? So the options are A, Horton period, C, B, blindness period, C, melancholic period, and D is Boston periods. So the correct answer will be, ऑप्शन आपको बता दिए, A, Horton period, B, blindness period, C, melancholic period, and D, Boston periods. So the correct answer will be A, Horton period. Horton period ईयर जो टाइम ड्यूरेशन दिया गया है वो क्या है? 1632 1637 इज नोन एज हार्टन पीरियड. इट वॉज अराउंड 5 years, almost 5 years. Now look at the another one. Yes. Next question is, Milton has given his views ऑन पोइट्री इन हिज पोएम. मिल्टन ने अपने व्यूज़ बताए हैं पोइट्री के बारे में. कौन सी पोएम में बताया है? इन विच पोएम मिल्टन हैज़ गिवन हिज व्यूज़ ऑन पोइट्री? ऑप्शंस आर A, कॉमर्स, B, पैराडाइज लॉस्ट, C, लिसिडियस, एंड D, नन ऑफ दीज. सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी, फाइन, correct answer will be C, Lycidius. In Lycidius, John Milton has given his views on poetry. Lycidius is a poem by John Milton written in 1637. When? 1637 as a pastoral elegy. क्या है? What is Lycidius? A pastoral Elegy, written in 1637 by the great John Milton. Okay. What are the views? अब व्यूज़ के बारे में बता देते हैं कि मिल्टन ने अपने व्यूज़ क्या दिए थे पोइट्री के बारे में. व्हाट इज़ पोइट्री अकॉर्डिंग टू जॉन मिल्टन? Milton believed that all poetry served as a social, philosophical, and religious purpose. He thought that poetry should be glorify God, promotes religious values, enlighten readers, and help people to become better Christians. According to Milton, all poetry served as a social, philosophical, and religious purpose. He thought that poetry should be glorify God, promotes religious values, enlighten readers, and help people to become better Christians. It was the views by John Milton in the poem Lycidas, composed by 1637, and it was a pastoral elegy. Now move towards the another question. Yes. Next is, the abilities of the poet are the inspired gift of God, rarely bestowed. Who said? किसने कहा द एबिलिटीज़ ऑफ द पोइट? पोइट की जो एबिलिटीज़ हैं, योग्यता है, आर द इंस्पायर्ड गिफ्ट ऑफ गॉड. गॉड का दिया हुआ एक अनोखा तोहफा है जो कि रेयरली मीन्स कभी कुछ ही लोगों को दिया जाता है. रेयरली मीन्स कभी कभार, नॉट टू एवरी वन. बेस्टोड मीन्स होता है कि अर्पित करना, देना, टू गिव. हु सेड इट? ऑप्शंस आर मिल्टन, शेले, वर्ड्सवर्थ और नन ऑफ दीज. Who said it? The correct answer is by John Milton. John Milton has given the particular line that the abilities of the poet are the inspired gift of God, rarely bestowed. Okay, now look at the another one. Yes. How sweet is divine philosophy, not harsh and crabbed as dull fools suppose, but sweet as is Apollo's lute. Where do these lines appear? Where do these lines appear? Options are A. Milton's Lycidas, in Milton's Paradise Lost, C. in Milton's Comus, and none of these. So the correct answer will be C. in Milton's Comus. Let's know about Comus. What is Comus? Comus is about a pair of brothers. मैं आपको स्टोरी बता रही हूँ इन शॉर्ट में कोमस की. कोमस इज़ अबाउट अ पेयर ऑफ ब्रदर्स हु अलॉन्ग विद देयर सिस्टर हु इज़ रिफर्ड टू एज द लेडी, जिसके बारे में द लेडी इंडिकेट किया गया है, आर लॉस्ट इन द वुड्स. The lady grows tired and her brothers go searching for food. While she is alone in the woods, she meets Comus, who is an immoral character inspired by the Greek god of reality. And the theme of the Comus is a masque against masculine, contrasting a private heroism in chastity and virtue with the courtly round of rarely and pleasure. It was Milton's first dramatizing of his great theme, the conflict of good and evil. The conflict between good and evil. मिल्टन, जॉन मिल्टन का फर्स्ट ड्रामेटाइजिंग है of great theme is the conflict of good and evil by John Milton. Now look at the another one. Next question is, when Milton wrote on the morning of Christ's nativity, मिल्टन ने कब राइट किया था? ईयर मैंने आपको एक्चुअली आई थिंक बताया है प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में. नाउ लुक एट द ऑप्शंस. एक्चुअली यहाँ पे एज पूछा गया है कि मिल्टन ने कब राइट किया. व्हेन ही वॉज ओनली, जब वो सिर्फ कितने वर्ष के थे. व्हेन ही हैज़ रिटन द ओड ऑन द मॉर्निंग ऑफ क्रिस्ट नेटिविटी. सो द ऑप्शंस आर A 21, B 22, C 23 and D 24. So the correct answer will be 20A. He was only 21st in age when he had written the ode on the morning of Christ nativity. So the correct answer will be A. Now look at the another one. L. Alrigo and second Pensero Arcades Comus Lycidius belong to the. किससे belong करते हैं? And here is the options. Look at the options. Options are A. The melancholic period, B. Buston period, C. the Hutton period, and D. none of these. So the correct answer will be C. the Hutton period. And the time period of Hutton period is 1632 to 1637. The time period of 5 years. Correct answer is C. the Hutton period. Next question is 25th. Restoration came in which year restoration came? The options are, first one is 1660, second 1661, third 1662, and fourth is 1663. So the correct answer will be, yes, correct answer will be A 1660. In 1660 restoration came. Option A is right. Now look at the another one. Next question is Milton is said to be. The options are, first Elizabethan, the second Elizabethan, a belated Elizabethan, or D none of these. Milton is said to be a belated Elizabethan. Option C is correct. Note down it. Another is, yes, it is important. Read it carefully. From 12 years of age, I hardly ever left my studies or went to be bed before midnight. Who said it? किसने कहा? फ्रॉम 12 years ऑफ एज, 12 वर्ष की आयु से, आई हार्डली एवर, मैंने कभी ही अपनी स्टडीज़ को मतलब छोड़ के वेंट टू बेड बिफोर मिडनाइट से पहले सोने के लिए गया हूँ, यानी कि मिडनाइट से पहले सोया हूँ बिना स्टडी किए. रेयरली हार्डली मतलब बहुत ही कभी कभार, मीन्स नॉट ऑफ्टन. हु सेड इट? हुज स्टेटमेंट इज दिस? As Milton said, my father Milton wrote in 1654, destined me in early childhood for the study of literature, for which I had so keen an appetite that from my 12th years scarcely ever did I leave my studies for my bed before the hour of midnight. Milton said it. Who said it? Whose statement is this? Its statement is belong to the great Milton. He had written this statement or given this statement in 1654. In which year? 1654. Okay. Now look at the another one. From 1632 to 1638 Milton continued his studies. Next question next पेज में है आगे का. Continued his studies at, where he had continued his study in the given year. Okay. Options are Buston, Bread Street, Horton, or none of these. Where he had completed his studies. Options are So the correct answer is B, Hutton. In Hutton, he had completed his studies in the given following years. In Hutton. Now look at the another one. Yes. Which two poems of Milton are companion pieces? मिल्टन की कौन सी ऐसी दो पोएम है जो कंपेनियन है, एक दूसरे से कंट्रास्ट करती हैं, कंपेयर करती हैं? ऑप्शंस आर ए एलरिगो एंड सेकेंड पेंसेरो, बी पैराडाइज लॉस्ट एंड पैराडाइज रिगेन, सी कॉमर्स एंड लिसिडियस एंड डी नन ऑफ दीज. जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि मिल्टन की जो पोएम है एल एलरिगो एंड सेकेंड पेंसेरोसो, ठीक है, पेंसरोसो, इसमें क्या है कि कंपैरिजन दिखाया गया है. एक में हम एक हैप्पी मैन का डिस्क्राइब करते हैं, सेकंड में एक सैड मैन का, उदास, ठीक है. सो ऑप्शन ए इज़ करेक्ट. एल एलरिगो एंड सेकेंड पेंसरोसो आर द पोएम्स ऑफ मिल्टन दैट आर कंपेनियन pieces. Answer A is correct. Now look at the another one. Yes. The title of El Arrigo and Second Penseroso are from. ये टाइटल कहाँ से लिए गए हैं? The title of these two poems are has been extracted from or are taken from. Options are A microbiology, B mycology and C musicology and D, let's see the D option, D none of these. So the correct answer will be option C musicology. From musicology the title of El Alrigo and Second Penseroso are from. Option C is correct. Now look at the another one. Yes. Next is Milton wrote this work only to calm down the public's reaction of fear to the beheading of Charles. Which work is this? कौन सा ऐसा वर्क है जो मिल्टन ने राइट किया था ओनली टू काम डाउन द पब्लिक रिएक्शन ऑफ फियर, ठीक है, पब्लिक के रिएक्शन को काम डाउन करने के लिए, फियर टू द beheading of Charles. Options are A the hymn on the nativity, B of the tenor of kings and magistrates, C commerce and D paradise lost. Which one is correct? Correct answer will be of the tenor of kings and magistrates. Milton had written of the tenor of kings and magistrates to calm down the public's reaction of fear to beheading of Charles. Now let's know about the given work of the tenor of kings and magistrates. It was written during the English Revolution. Milton's pamphlet argues that 3 exits a voluntary contract between free men and their rulers, and that if a ruler becomes a tyrant, then the people have the right to dispose him if the ordinary magistrates have not done so. This was the short summary of the tenure of kings and magistrates. Got it? Okay. Now let's move to the another one. Yes. Who stood for an austere, high-principled, God-fearing and blameless kind of life? Options are A the Puritans, B Epicureans, C the Utilitarian and D none of these. Who stood for an austere, high-principled, God-fearing and blameless kind of life? Which one is correct? What is the meaning of austere? The meaning of austere is सीधा साधा, means नोबल मैन कह सकते हैं, ठीक है, नोबल मैन, ऑर्डिनरी मैन. Which one is correct? Which option is correct? Option A is correct. The Puritans stood for an austere, high-principled, God-fearing and blameless kind of life. Next is, during the age of Elizabeth, the Puritans were in. Options are A, majority, B, minority, C, neither in majority nor in minority, and D, none of these. During the age of Elizabethan, the Puritans were in minority, in minority section, in minority class. Another is, yes, next is, Milton was a passionate man who lived in passionate times. Who said it? Whose compliment is towards the Milton, for Milton? Milton was a passionate man who lived in passionate times. Who said it? Option A is correct. John Bailey. John Bailey said that Milton was a passionate man who lived in passionate times. Option A is correct. Next question is, Milton is rightly judiciously classified with the two great epic poets of the world, Homer and Virgil. This statement is of. Who has given this statement? Options are Oliver Elton, Professor Dobson, Dobre, or none of these. Who said it? Whose comment is? Option B is correct. Professor Dobson. Professor Dobson said that Milton is rightly and judiciously classified with the two great epic poet of the world, Homer and Virgil. This statement is of Professor Dobson. Another is, who appointed Milton to the post of Latin secretary? Who appointed? मिल्टन को किसने अपॉइंट किया था टू द पोस्ट ऑफ लैटिन सेक्रेटरी की? ऑप्शंस आर ए इज क्रॉमवेल, ऑप्शन बी इज जेम्स एंड सी चार्ल्स फर्स्ट, एंड डी नन ऑफ दीज. विच वन इज करेक्ट? फर्स्ट वन क्रॉमवेल, सेकेंड जेम्स, थर्ड Charles first, and D, none of these. Option A is correct. Who appointed Milton for the post of Latin secretary? Option A is correct. Cromwell. Cromwell appointed Milton. Okay, got it? Now look at the another one. Yes. Next question is, if Milton was a Puritan, he was also more than a Puritan. यदि मिल्टन प्यूरिटन थे तो वो प्यूरिटन से भी ज़्यादा थे. ही वॉज ऑल्सो मोर देन अ प्यूरिटन. दिस स्टेटमेंट इज ऑफ. हु हैज़ गिवन दिस स्टेटमेंट? ऑप्शन आर ऑलिवर अल्टन, बी डॉब्सन, हचिनसन, एंड डी नन ऑफ दीज. हु सेड इट? Option C is correct. Hutchinson said that if Milton was a Puritan, he was also more than a Puritan. Next question is, yes. In next question, servant of God, well done, well hast thou fought the better fight, whose single has maintained against revolted multitudes than they in arms. Where do these lines appear? ये लाइन कहाँ पर दिखाई गई हैं, या ये लाइन कहाँ से ली गई हैं, किस में ये लाइन्स हैं? बुक के बारे में बताया गया है. इन विच बुक ऑफ पैराडाइज लॉस्ट यू कैन फाइंड द गिवन लाइन्स? ऑप्शंस आर पैराडाइज लॉस्ट बुक 6, पैराडाइज लॉस्ट बुक 7, पैराडाइज लॉस्ट बुक 8, एंड द फोर्थ ऑप्शन इज none of these. So the correct answer will be, we can find the particular line in the book. Which book? Yes, in the book 6, Paradise Lost book 6, we can find the particular line. Now look at the another one. Yes. They are the original man and woman, not types but prototypes, yet they were not set apart from ordinary humanity. They would not be Adam and Eve. Who said about Adam and Eve? Who said it about Adam and Eve? किसने कहा है ये एडम और ईव के बारे में? Whose comment is this? Options are T.S. Eliot, Oliver Elton, Arnold and Mark Pattinson. So the correct answer will be A. T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot has said that they are the for Adam and Eve, means Adam and Eve are the original man and woman, not types but prototypes. Yet they were not set apart from the ordinary humanity. They would not be Adam and Eve. Another one is, yes, to live with Milton is necessarily to earn that the art of poetry is no triviality, no mere amusement, but a high and grave thing, a thing of the choicest discipline of phrase, the first craftsmanship of structure, the most nobly ordered music of sound. Who comment is this about John Milton? Options are Mark Pattison, Oliver Elton, C. Bailey, and another one is none of these. So the correct answer will be C. Bailey. Bailey said that. Now look at the another one. Yes. Next is also the quotation or comment of particular man. Saying है, why saying है towards the John Milton. His poetry acts like an incantation. Change the structure of the sentence. Sentence कर लीजिएगा यहाँ पर आपको. यहाँ पर आप sentence substitute one synonym for another and the whole effect is destroyed. The spell loses its power. Who said? Options are Bailey, Oliver Elton, Macaulay and D. None of these. Macaulay said it about John Milton's poetry that it acts like an incantation. Change the structure of the sentence, substitute one synonym for another, and the whole effect is destroyed. The spell loses its power or its meaning. Next is, yes. Next is, oh dark, 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 amid the blaze of noon, irrecoverable dark, total eclipse without all hope of day. Where do these lines appear? In the Bible's book of Amos, I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. In Milton's Samson Agonistes, oh dark, 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 amid the blaze of noon, irrecoverably dark, totally eclipse without all hope of day. So where we find these lines? In option C. Correct option is C. Samson Agonistes. Now look at the another one. Question is, all otherwise to me my thoughts portend. So to my mind, Samson Agonist is the second of a trilogy of work which were he himself fails to acknowledge. All otherwise to me my thoughts portend. Samson made captive, blind and now in the prison at Gaza, there to labor as in a common workhouse. So these lines appears in Samson Agonist. Now look at the another one. Yes. Question is, virtue could see to do what virtue would. By her own radiant light, though sun and moon were in the flat sea sunk. These lines have been said by John Milton. But where? Options are Milton in Comus, Milton in Lycidias, and C option Milton in Paradise Lost, and D1 is none of these. So the correct answer will be A. John Milton in Comus. Note down it. Now move to the another one. Yes. Next question is, mortals that would follow me love virtue, she alone is free. She can teach ye how to climb higher than the sapric chime. Of if virtue feeble were heaven itself would stoop to her. हु सेड. अब देखिए, जैसे कि पहले क्वार्टर आपने रीड की है, उसका लाइन उसमें वर्च्यू के बारे में बताया गया है, इसमें भी वर्च्यू के बारे में बताया गया है. तो आप ऑप्शन से पता लगा सकते हैं कि किसके लिए बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. ठीक है. From where these lines have been taken. Options are A. Milton in Comus, Milton in Lycidius, Milton in Paradise Lost, or none of these. So here is also A is correct, Milton in Comus. Next one is, but evil on itself shall back recoil and mix no more with goodness. Who said? Here John Milton quarters to his blue-haired daddies, but evil on itself shall back recoil and mix no more with goodness when at last. Now look at the option A. Milton in Lycidius, and option B. Milton in Paradise Lost, ऑप्शन सी मिल्टन इन कॉमर्स, एंड ऑप्शन डी नन ऑफ दिस. आंसर यहाँ पे राइट किया हुआ है पहले से मैंने, तो आप बता सकते हैं ऑप्शन सी मिल्टन इन कॉमर्स. ओके. अब देखिए, मिल्टन की कॉमर्स के इतने सारे आपको आंसर मिल रहे हैं, तो पहले जान लेते हैं कि व्हाट इज़ द समरी ऑफ कॉमर्स. ठीक है. कॉमर्स वॉज मिल्टन्स फर्स्ट ड्रामेटाइजिंग ऑफ हिज ग्रेट थीम द कन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ गुड एंड इविल. The allegorical story centers on a virtuous lady who becomes separated from her two brothers while traveling in the woods. The lady encounters the evil sorcerer Comus, son of Bacchus and Sir, who imprison her by magic in his palace. What was the story of Comus? It was Milton's first dramatizing of his great theme, the conflict of good and evil. The allegorical story centers on a virtuous lady who becomes separated from her two brothers while traveling in the woods. The lady encounters the evil sorcerer Comus, son of Bacchus and Circe, who imprison her by magic in his palace. So option C is correct, Milton in Comus. These lines appear in Milton in Comus. So we have discussed about 50 important questions about John Milton and his literary work. See you soon with next important topic. Take care, have a good day. And please do subscribe our channel and support me. Thank you so much.